Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 16th, and it is another episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin. It's me. I'm here by myself again. Amy will be back next week, but I've got two very special guests joining us today, and I'd love to introduce them to you. So make sure your coffee is hot, and we're ready to go for this next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin. So my two guests today are Molly Crosswhite and Rachel Taylor Retzer, and they're joining us from Christie's International Real Estate Park City. Welcome.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be here. Thanks for the introduction.
And we have our coffee.
We do. We're ready.
Those are great mugs.
We actually really do use these in the office. We all have numerous versions of this.
That's great. I have mug jealousy. We'll have to send you a couple of these.
We'll send you some.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you for joining. One of the reasons that I wanted to invite you to is that you are such dynamic agents and you work in a very unique lifestyle market. So I'd love to start at the beginning and go back a little bit. For you, both of you, what ignited your passion in real estate and why real estate?
So I was born and raised here in Park City, and my dad was the largest home builder and developer for about 3 decades. So there wasn't really a moment of time. It really just runs through my blood. Park City real estate has created an incredible lifestyle for my entire family. So it's just been a really, really natural fit for me.
And then I'm from Pinehurst, North Carolina. So if you love golf, you know where I'm from. And my grandfather was a luxury home builder in Pinehurst. And so just from the earliest age, I used to make the little books. And right when they'd go out to print, I'd grab them and I'd sell my family on them. I'd call real estate agents, even if I was 10 years old. So it just always has been embedded and ingrained in me as well.
That's cool. So for each of you, you have similar backgrounds from different markets, but how did you two connect? How did you form this partnership together?
So when Rachel came to Park City permanently for the first time, we were introduced because we were both really competitive long distance runners.
Okay.
So that's how we met. And there's a lot of skills and qualities that we shared, obviously, that created just a mutual respect and admiration for one another.
Yeah. When you go on a long run, you learn a lot about someone. And so we had our friendship grew fast, and then it evolved into a pretty strong, existing partnership. But we definitely hit the road and learned a lot about each other on those long runs.
We were running sub-hour and a half marathons together. So we were moving and we were talking the whole time.
We were always talking and time just flew by, and it's always been so fun. But also the partnership, it really feels like family. Like I feel like I've known Molly my whole life. And anybody who meets us is always like, you're so lucky that you get to work with your best friend / sister, just it's that kind of bond.
So with that, because that's unique, right? Because there are people that try to partner together and sometimes it works or it's not as smooth or collaborative. For you two, what do you find that your clients really benefit from? Or what's the value in you two working together to service clients?
So I went to a ninja training years ago. And one thing I learned, a lot of people think Molly and I are a lot alike. And we are. We have the same work ethic. We have the same care and consideration for our clients and the community. But something that has really been powerful in our relationship is we learned a lot about personality traits. And I walked away from that ninja training telling Molly, wow, you're power and perfection, and I'm party and peace. And if you've ever done a ninja training, that'll make sense. But we saw, wow, we are kind of a really great combination of all those strengths and traits bundled up into a team.
Yeah. And I think that what makes it really unique is that, like, on the front end, our energy matches one another really well. And the client experience when they're interfacing with us is very similar. So Rachel can literally slide right into my shoes and people will have a really similar experience. They're never disappointed. If they liked me, they're going to love her. And it just kind of seems to work really well that way. So we're lucky that we have these different skill sets behind the scenes, but interfacing, the client has some consistency.
Yeah.
And I remember you bring up ninja. We talk about ninja quite a bit on coffee. And so I remember that the personality, you go into separate corners and you two must have been across diagonally from each other.
Yep.
Yep.
Very cool. And for anyone watching, if you've been to a ninja installation, you know exactly what we're talking about. Look into it if you haven't.
Yes.
But something you recently posted on social that I thought was really cool. Knowing Park City is a really tight market, right? So there's probably more agents than there are properties to sell. So it's competitive.
Yep.
Yes.
But you two really highlight the collaboration between, of course, everyone at Christie's International Real Estate Park City, but also agents outside of the brokerage. Tell me more about that.
It's so important that we are very collaborative and respectful and communicative with our biggest competitors, because working with them provides so much value to our clients. So we don't ever approach things as a threat. We think we want to embrace everybody in our market because we're going to be doing multiple deals with these other agents who also do a lot of business here. And it's a small town. We're all friends with these people, and it's just been super beneficial to us, and it reflects a positive, light on our clients as well.
Yeah, we're really of that abundance mindset.
Love it.
I mean, there are 1,600 agents, over 1,600 agents, and this is a small town. And of course, as you could imagine, a small percentage of that 1,600 do a lot of the business. But with that abundance mindset and the way we communicate with other agents across brokerages, it just feeds into that. We're part of a few pretty significant text chains with high producing agents, and we're all supporting each other, sharing up and coming listings.
It's super valuable.
We want the agents to want to work with us because we want to get deals done with those agents,
right?
And make it a pleasant win-win for everybody.
Right. So let's go to social then, because you are crushing it on social. I fully enjoy your social pages, and you do something that's really unique that I think agents struggle with sometimes. You have entertaining content that is professional. And so a lot of times we see agents sway. It's hard to get in the middle sometimes. You either see it's really stiff and, for lack of a better way to say it, boring, or it is almost goofy, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So you're very successful at this. So how do you do this?
Well, it's ever evolving. So that's an area where we feel like we've come a long way, but we want to continue to grow. And we have some new tricks up our sleeves that you'll see pretty soon in the next, few weeks that we're rolling out.
Cool.
But I think the biggest thing is you do just need to be true to yourself. And we do feel like we have this balance of approachability and fun while being very professional. And I think that's the magic that happens on screen. I mean, we are fun. and it's fun to work with us, but we're also very professional, and we take the business very seriously at the same time. So we do walk that fine line with the social media. We also have a great team that we work with.
I think that one thing that's worked so well for us is that we really don't overthink it too much before we are being filmed. So it is a really authentic reflection of who we are. And so when we're in a community like Park City that's small, we have this ability to connect with people without actually connecting with them. They get to know who we are. And there's no surprises. Like if they call us after watching us on social media, they know who they're going to meet.
Right.
And so it gives us a chance to really feel like we're displaying our true selves. And these people choose us because they think we could be friends, or we could be fun to work with, or we could be a reliable source for their real estate decisions. So for people out there, some people are just really uncomfortable on camera. And if that's you, then maybe don't force it, because like you said, it does come off awkward, and it just doesn't work. But if you can try to relax and just not overthink it and get comfortable, it will work.
Yeah. And we watch trends and things on social media, but then back to what Molly's saying, we really just want to focus on, what makes us special and what makes our property special, what makes Park City special, share data along the way, and just vary the content too, to make it interesting.
I think something you do really well on that, you just mentioned, Park City and lifestyle. It's such a huge lifestyle community. And you do a really great job of portraying that and using lifestyle marketing to show what it's like and to show a potential buyer what it's like in Park City.
We are selling a lifestyle. I mean, people come here not because of a home. They're coming here because of the school district and the trail systems and the skiing and the super welcoming community. I mean, we're a melting pot. So I'm super rare being born and raised here. Rachel represents the majority of the community. So you come here, you're going to be embraced with welcome arms and so many opportunities to integrate. It's really important. We are highlighting the lifestyle when we're selling the house.
Yeah. it is a beautiful balance of people coming here for their second home. A lot of them end up staying.
Yeah.
And then that balance of it being your primary residence. That's also what makes Park City so special.
I see. So a lot of your market is then referral generated, right? So, tell me about that, because for everyone watching Coffee today, how have you been able to really leverage referrals in and out of Park City?
Well, in Park City, we have such incredible clients. I mean, the bulk of what we do, and we're so grateful, is our client referrals while we're under contract and, after we've finalized a deal. So we have repeat clients, many repeat clients, and lots of referrals from everywhere, from the nonprofits that we have started or a part of, or, just doing a great job. Yeah, neighbors.
But since I will say it's been really exciting since we joined Christie's, which was only 7 months ago, and we've closed $3 million in sales of referral business that's come our way. So we're typically on the receiving end of a referral, because most of the time people are coming here to buy a second, third, fourth home. So we're looking for more opportunities to send referrals out, but the reality is, for the majority of the referrals come in. But it's been really cool to be part of this network and not kind of get lost in the stream of thousands of people. We've made some great relationships and friendships already within the network, which has been awesome.
Yeah.
I recently saw something, so I'm teeing it up. I saw something on your social media that led to this question. What is the best piece of advice that you two have received? What is something that has stuck with you over time?
It's so funny because we're talking about a lot of agent relationships. An agent who has been in the business for decades, I'd say probably 45, 50 years, told me, treat agents as if they are your clients. And I always think about that, because when we have newcomers coming in, we are building our Selling the Slopes team. And sometimes they come in thinking, I got to win the dog fight. I got to beat somebody up to get the deal done. And we're like, no. We got to rethink this. This is not how we play in Park City. We treat agents as if they're clients. And so that's something that I took away.
Yeah. And I think that my dad has we have a t-shirt made for his 75th birthday with all of these different one-liners of his. But the one that's always stuck with me the most is, if it is to be, it is up to me. And always knowing that, there's a lot of people out there to support you and to help make things happen, but it all starts and ends with you. So continuing to always educate ourselves, never think that we know so much. There's always more to learn.
Improving in every area consistently. I love it. I love both of those. So last, to wrap really quickly, where do you see Selling the Slopes going in the next 2, 5, 10 years? Where are you taking it?
We have big dreams.
We do.
For, on our micro level, Rachel and I are working on incorporating some new, really savvy, but up and coming agents to work as part of our team. Because we realize that we're at capacity for the two of us with we have an assistant and a social media manager. But beyond that, we need more people to come in if we want to keep growing. So we're working on facilitating that and bringing them under our wing. It's been awesome. And it's really hopeful that we're going to be able to grow with that.
Yeah. We also are just deepening our Selling the Slopes brand and utilizing Christie's. I mean, we are big brand people, so we believe in that luxury brand with the heritage. So we're deepening people's understanding and awareness of what Selling the Slopes means and how vast it can be. Again, with referral relationships, it doesn't just mean Park City. We can connect you with that incredible agent that is very like-minded, like us, in Aspen or Breck, wherever. So we're deepening that. And then we also have Molly she's closing on a lot in Cabo, and I have family in Florida. So we're building that collaborative brand with Selling the Surf in beach towns. And that's just something that's slowly evolving, but the picture's big. We have big dreams. We're really excited. We love Christie's. We are so proud of what we've done with Selling the Slopes. And we feel like sky's the limit. We haven't broke through the ceiling yet. We're ever evolving.
I love it. You two are so impressive. This conversation has been wonderful. I can't wait to see you in June in Beverly Hills. And for everyone watching, sellingtheslopes.com is their website. Be sure to follow them on Instagram. You'll get a lot of great ideas from their social, and you will be entertained, and you might learn about the Park City market. So if you do have referrals, these are two of the agents you should definitely consider sending to. And Molly and Rachel, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Kevin. It's been so fun. We appreciate the time with you.
Likewise.
Let's definitely do it again.
Sounds good. And we're going to wrap. So what we typically say at the end of coffee, as you know, is we will see you next week. Amy will be back. And until then, you've got this.